Hi, everybody. I am Stuart Cohn. Today is, I don't know, what's the date? June 9th?
I believe so.
Today is a very special show because every once in a while, you guys know that I bring in a guest expert, an expert in an area where I know just enough to make me dangerous, and I bring in people who I know, I'm friendly with, who I respect, who I believe are brilliant in our industry, and I believe can come and share. And therefore, you, my boot campers and my invited guests, have full access to her as well. So remember, there's no slides. This is not a sales pitch. Basically, this is time to ask us anything. And our focus really is automation, technology. The problem is those two words scare people. People are afraid of, right? People are afraid of the word technology, and that's why we still have travel professionals out there, thousands of them, using Excel, using index cards and notebooks to track groups. And so our mission here is to help you answer questions. But first I want to introduce Darla. And if anybody who's on today has ever met Darla, please go ahead and type in. And I'll watch that, Darla, let you know if you have any friends here who have met you before. But Darla, welcome. And give us your elevator speech. Who are you? What do you do?
Stuart, you are absolutely awesome. I can't even come close to standing behind you, but I greatly appreciate this. Really, just to give you a basic background of myself, I've been in the travel agency business since 1980, so that kind of gives you a feel of, how long I've been around. But I've gone through all the different areas of the industry, own my own agencies and so on. And in the 90s and so on, I found that I needed, once the cap came about, just a little history there, that kind of turned the industry all around. So I needed to do something else. So I started working with outside agents and more leisure than I did corporate and so on, and more groups and different things like that. So I actually partnered with my sister, who knows nothing about the travel industry, and her and I developed a software program. It's called Clientease, but basically we needed something for the industry because the industry, the first thing I did when I had my first meeting with her is I said, throw all common sense right out the window. There is no common sense to the travel industry. And so what we did then was she helped me develop the software. Now the other thing too is that in the business too, we're travel agents. We're not techie people. We are not. I know I'm not. Oh my goodness. I know the travel business, but I didn't know anything about programming. So to this day, I am still our beta tester's test dummy, because my thing is, if I can work a CRM, anybody can work a CRM.
You have a travel agency host background, and your sister is the techie, and the key is that when we ask you questions, you will understand the challenges and the problems. Now fast forward to, so you have built just so everybody knows, and by the way, we have Sharon, who uses Clientease and keeps track of bookings, lots of great features, research others, loves Clientease. Yvonne, I just want to see if anybody using it have used Clientease for 9 years or so, still learning all the great content. So we've got two in the house. Okay, so let me just ask you this question, Darla, and then folks at home, I want you to start asking questions, because and the first thing I'd like you to write is, why are you still using Excel? Why are you using, what's the fear? What's the obstacle? What's the hindrance? Or do you have questions, what will it do? What can it do? Because it's not free. So Darla, the product does individuals and groups, and is it an application? Is it an app? Is it web-based? Just give us an overview of what it does.
Okay, great.
And then we're going to go for questions.
Awesome. Real quick, I want to say shout out to Yvonne and Sharon. I know exactly who are there. They're awesome, absolutely awesome. Love our clients. I tell you that I think customer service is the most important thing in this industry. So, but basically, Clientease, and we're actually rolling out a whole new upgraded version based on all the requests from our agents. So we're very excited about that. That's coming real soon. But basically, what it is, it's a CRM, so it's an internet. We've moved to the cloud, so every agent has their own cloud account. So it stores everything from detailed client profiles, and it's accessible from any device that you can get on the internet. So we're looking PCs, Macs, iPhones, iPads, whatever you have access to. You have access to your database on that. And it's very detailed, because I think one of the most important things is to be able to have one centralized system that runs your entire operation. So, and that's really important in the business, because especially for home-based agents, you know, that's you're running your own business. It is your own private business, whether you sell through a host or whatever. You know, you still are operating your own business. So your clientele are your business. So you want to have a nice detailed area there with all their detailed information. And then from there, you want to be able to have those historical reservations so that you can pull them up anytime. You can generate itineraries, and when they make payments, generate invoices for them, and just have everything historically, and be able to email those details out in an itinerary from your agency, not specifically from the supplier, but from you guys. And then, you know, other areas such as accounting, commission tracking, so you always know what commissions are due in, no matter where they're coming in from, the supplier or host or whatever. All of your business expenses, because you need to really track sales volumes and business expenses and all of that. So you want to have all those features. And also to marketing, to be able to throw those group specials out, or those, we're getting into more templates and so on. So instead of using a third party like Constant Contact, to be able to, you know, market directly through your system that already has your clients in there on that. And then of course groups. You know, you want to invoice out individually based on either client or room or cabin. You know, you want to be able to run those group reports, have those room, you know, the rosters there for your clients, and you know, so you know who's going, who's paid what, who still owes, you know, who's traveling with who, you know, what their birth dates are, you know, and so on. You know, so those are just some of the features.
Okay. I'm going to ask you one more question and make it a short sentence. Why would a travel professional who specializes in groups, and that's everybody in boot camp, they want to become they want to grow their business, okay? Whether it's your product, Clientease or Client Base or any of the others out there, and I'm not familiar with many more. So, folks, if you're using something other than Clientease or Client Base, let me know. But what's the one sentence? What's the reason why they need it? What would be the benefit to their business? Why?
Well, basically, simplicity, and instead of working those spreadsheets and those Excel and so on, the ease of use and the ability to have everything right at your fingertips no matter where you're at. You know, with this, once you enter the data in, with any CRM, once you enter your data in, it flows throughout the entire system and so on. So again, those group reports, you don't have to worry about doing Excel or anything. Once you put the information in and you generate a payment, it moves it into your group reporting. So it shows those clients have paid, you know, just saving an enormous amount of time. And plus having everything in one centralized location and accessible from anywhere.
Yep. Okay. All right. Here come the questions. Ruth wants to know, can she upload an Excel file to it with the client info? So Ruth, I'm not sure if you're saying you would always want to put it in Excel first and then dump it in, upload it, or let's just say you're thinking of making a big transition to software, whether it's Clientease, whatever. You want to know if you can take what you already have in Excel and upload it. Darla?
Yes, you absolutely can. With the new format, too, we're adding the feature in that you can do that at any time. But to start off with, you just send their files in and we upload those, and you'll have the ability to upload additional, you know, down the road or whenever you need to. So say you go out and you do a show and you receive all of these, you know, you receive a file and so on. You'll be easily accessible to import that in, so you don't have to type individually. So that definitely has an import and an export feature.
And I think that's important. Ruth, that's a great question, because if you've been in business for years, or even for a short amount of time, and you have a database of clients and they're in Excel, that's definitely an obstacle that may be holding you and many other, because I'm trying to understand this, really. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to understand why all travel professionals, especially group-focused agents, aren't making life easier using some kind of software automation purpose-built, because it's hard to adopt Constant Contact or some other product. It's very hard to adopt. I've been there, done that. When I was with vacation.com and companies prior to that, we were looking, searching. You can't. It has to be something that specializes in travel with special fields. So that was a great question. Now,
exactly.
I always ask, at least either make one embarrassing statement. Well, I've already did something that was not embarrassing. I'm not embarrassed about my washing machine situation. But we have a wonderful member. She always participates, and there's always names that I get wrong, and I don't want to get it wrong. Now, you know who I'm talking to. It's not you, Diamond, because I got it now. Diamond rhymes with Simon. The question is Lene. Lene, is it? And I've probably asked you this 12 times. And if I have to ask one more time, I'm going to buy you dinner at your favorite restaurant. This way I will never forget. So I'm embarrassed, but I don't want to get your name wrong. You're so sweet. You wrote such a beautiful message in here. Nobody else can see, but I will read it. So tell me, is it Lene? Is it? Tell me. She's laughing. So it's Lena? Just say yes or no. Is it Lena? Wait, is it Lena? But she wants to have dinner with me. Well, then perhaps I'm going to pronounce it wrong on purpose, so we can do that. It is. It's Lena. Okay, hold on. Okay, done. Now, I'm going to make a mistake on purpose so we can have dinner together. All right, here we go. I just want to read this. Alina said this before. You are always so energetic, humble, animated, and upbeat that you always put me in a great mood. I don't care what you say, although it's all good. LOL. Very sweet. Isn't that sweet, Darla?
That's so awesome, and I couldn't agree more with her. I'm telling you, Stuart, you could make anybody's day a bad day a good day. I'm so impressed.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. That's very kind. All right, now Lena has a question too. I'm looking for CRM right now. I'm starting to do more mailings because people are inundated with emails. You no longer receive a lot of mail. Can I print labels, do mail merges? So does a product like yours do that kind of thing for
yes, it does. It does. And actually, too, I think the gals on that are using Clientease would be happy to hear this. It's going to be in our first version of our new rollout. And it's just as simple as can be. You can choose the clients and based on whatever and print those labels out on standard Avery label files. So absolutely, we do have that feature.
Okay, Lena, there you go. Thank you, Darla, for that. Now, I have a question that was sent in from Mitch from Creighton Travel. I don't think he could be with us today, but he wanted me to ask this. Darla, can Clientease sync and live peacefully together with client base online?
Can it sync and work together with client base?
Or would there be no need to, or would there be... Or do they do the same things? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Because basically, the products, Clientease and client base, are generally the same type of product. You know, so it's basically, you know, what you're looking for there. You know, there are differences between the programs. Our program is, when we say 100% internet, it's accessible from PCs and Macs and iPhones and so on. And I know client base very well, and it's a good product also. But I know they only work with just PCs. So there is a difference there with those two versions. And then two, I mean, you want to do your research. So, you know, whereas Clientease includes the basic accounting and the marketing and all of that at one price, you're not really running into additional fees and so on with different with the different products and so on that are part of it. So I would say just do your research on that, but there's no reason for the two to sync. I mean, if you switch from one to the other, of course, you can export your files out. You know, and I'm not sure with theirs, but I know with ours, we do have the importing feature to import that data in. So they're two similar products, but they do have differences.
Okay. All right. So basically, the answer for Mitch is that they're different products. They don't.
Hmm.
There's no need for them to coexist peacefully, although I'm sure they would. Uh, they basically. I don't want to say do the same things, but the jobs they do, what they perform are the same kind, general types of tasks. So you'd either pick one or the other.
Right, that'd be correct.
Richard has a question here. Our host uses a CRM, customer relationship management. So CRM, I don't know what tool it is, but so the question is, can Clientease still be useful? So I think Darla and Richard, are you CRM? Are you referring to basically, database management, right? So Darla, if that's the case, then a product like yours does take it a step further, right? Because it does things a travel professional needs to do. Is that a correct answer?
Yeah, that absolutely is. And one thing you always have to remember is, you as an agent, this is, like I had mentioned, this is your private business and it's your business, so you can decide what hosts you use, what suppliers you sell. You get to make all the entire decisions for your business. So, in other words, it's always good to have maybe an independent software out there. Maybe you sell through multiple hosts, or you sell through yourself and multiple hosts. You have a truer ITAMS number or whatever it may be. One thing about having your own full CRM is that will follow you no matter what decisions you make in the industry. That's your private CRM, so you keep track of your business expenses and like I say, pretty much everything. So you can have two databases if you find the need. So again, it's just something that is on an individual basis, and your choice.
It's interesting because earlier you said that, and it can, true or false, it can deploy emails to people in the group.
True. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because part of boot camp, Darla, is I have a lot. It's very important that agents have a good ability to communicate with the group members. Now, they know they're not going to be doing any selling through emails, that it's all live presentations. And I'm referring now, boot campers, you guys know this, except for you newbies who haven't watched my group launch sequence. And by the way, Darla, group launch sequence is something that I invented. It's basically a whole new way for travel agents to launch a group.
Wow.
Because all too often, great idea, great group leader, everyone's rah, 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 ready, everything is perfect. And then when it comes time to open up for sale, the momentum goes, and then it's a struggle to build momentum back up again. And that's when we have situations where the discounts and deals come into play, and it gets disruptive, and you're sitting there like, what happened? This was perfect. Well, everything went wrong at the launch. So what I'm thinking, and I'm just talking to my boot campers here, is that I don't know if all of you guys have a CRM or constant contact or client base or Clientease, but think about using it for the launch, group launch sequence, sending out the whisper campaign, save the date, beginning to promote doing the survey. Right, Thelma was online and she was floating some of her ideas for her survey questions. Think about just one click, right, Darla? One click deploys that same email, telling everybody about the sequence of events, because, Darla, that's another part of group launch sequence of events that we do before we open up for sale. And then, of course, while we're selling and before the trip, you're going to be keeping people excited and, oh, guess we're going to do a special luncheon in Strasbourg, because I'm doing that on my river cruise. Okay, so I just want to point out to people that it's not just about the database; that it's about the ease of communications too, and controlling. It's about control.
Right.
You have control.
I love that, Stuart. And I tell you what, no, you hit it right on the head. And the great thing about it is that's exactly right. In the database itself, for example, we're moving to automated emails and so on, but we actually have group emails where based on your group, you can send out emails anytime you want. There's no limit. You could send 1 million emails out a month if you wanted to. So there's no limit there. But the great thing about it is you stay in touch with them on everything. So what you do is when you set that group up, you want to set up different reminders, different email blasts, and have that group. Of course, you can promote it to your entire database before the group even begins, like Stuart had said. So ahead of time, you really want to promote that out and continue to promote that out through the database. So your entire database is there. And then as people start buying into it, you can still promote to everybody. But then you can have that sequence all set up in your calendar, in your tasks and so on. So what you will do then is set all of those up, have them preset. We're moving into automated emails, email reminders, email announcements, greeting cards, welcome home cards, and all of that. So the system's going to do that all for you. So you can actually set up all of these, create these emails that you want for your group, and with a click of the button, it's going to take, you can decide I want everybody that's currently going in, because these are announcements that we want to give them based on what's going on in the group. Again, that sequence of all of the different features and so on, reminders to buy into different things. So the system's going to do that for you. It's going to go in and it's going to send those announcements out and so on. So it's really going to make your life so much easier in the fact that you can preset everything. You can put it on your calendar to go out as an automatic reminder or an automatic, and you can do it based on those individual groups. So you can do it. So just phenomenal. And you're exactly right, Stuart.
Thank you for that, Darla, and I hope everyone is just getting energized to at least consider some kind of an automation program. One of the biggest questions that's asked is, Stuart, how do I put more time back in my day? I wish I had more time in my day. I wish. Well, when you automate, you become more efficient, you take control, and you manage your business better. Right? Rather than your business running you, you're running your business. Ruth says, great, I have a bunch of groups, I guess, and need to make it easier. Thanks, you bet. Let me see what else here. Lena asked, do you have tutorials online so she could take a look at before subscribing? Yeah, so is there, and again, folks, bootcamp, you guys know I try to run a commercial-free unbiased boot camp here. I don't care what product you use. I love Darla. I'm somewhat familiar with product because we did business a long time ago, but the whole idea here is, folks, think automation. If you want to grow your business, you're going to hit a ceiling where you can only work so many hours, you can only do so many tasks, you're going to pull your hair out of your head until you automate. So ask questions now. Okay, you've got Darla. She created the product. She was an agent. Why you should, why you could, how it works. So just that question. If whether you or client base, but do you have a site they can go to see how it works?
Yes, absolutely. And one thing about it too is we'll be adding on what we have found through the years. Like I say, we have had 15 years of experience in speaking, hearing our requests and so on from the agents, and I know groups is a big area. And our goal is to really start customizing with groups. And the great thing about it is we will have a new demo set on our website probably next week with a new format, because that's the way you really want to go with our new dashboard format. Because it has all the information on there. But just to let you know that we are aware of those, of the groups area and how much it's growing. So our goal is in 2016 as we upgrade. And again, this is not a sales pitch. I'm just letting you know what Clientease is and what it's going to do and how we are really opening up, to those agencies that do specialize in groups and so on. So, because great money in groups, a lot of work, but a great, great money in groups. And I know too, the great thing about having the internet CRM is the fact that even when you're traveling on that group, you have complete access then to work what you have to with notes and everything based on that group. And then also if you have other groups going, you don't stop, working your business even when you're, taking those groups on or traveling and so on. But Stuart and I have talked a little bit and so on in the fact that what is needed out there. And our goal is to listen to our agents and to really customize and create more of a group type database, because you guys know what you're doing, but you need those extra tools and so on. And some of those things that we've listened to are, for example, having, your website, whether you have it or, we'll be offering them or whatever, but having all that information, that group information online. And again, the ease of use on this. So you're looking at customizing your group form, adding it to your website, letting your clients go in and see, and then
let me stop you right there, because Lena asked that question. Listen up, everybody. Is it possible to work with a website so that people can log in on my website, update their profile, for instance? Yeah. So are you saying that because I had no idea. So that's possible to do?
Yes, and that's in the works. That will be done within our 2016 upgrades. And basically what will happen is you customize, it's like a JOT form. You customize your form, you add it onto your website. We will be giving away free websites too to our agents if they don't have them. And it can all be about you and your group. But you actually add that on so they can actually fill out and submit that they want, because we will be adding inventory in. So you'll be able to put your inventory in your CRM. Then the clients will be able to go online and pick and choose what cabin or whatever, and actually go ahead and fill out a registration form that you customize, and then it will actually populate into the database and pull from that inventory. And then on your dashboard, it's going to let you know that you have a new client in your group and it's been populated. So you can contact that client, follow up with them, give them their confirmations and send them an itinerary and all of that on that. Also, too, which will probably be the beginning of 2017, that is where also, too, you're going to be able to give your clients their own passcode, so they can go in and update their profile right online, and then so they can view. Right, they can do it themselves, saving you an enormous amount of time and really building your business from your website. So our goals are with our upgrades, are to really cater to the groups area.
Yeah, this is great, because when you have so many people, okay, as group sizes grow, it's very difficult to work with people one-on-one, and when they're on the phone, take their all information. So, and it's funny because you mentioned JOT form, and all my boot campers know that I use JOT form, and I have no affiliation with them at all, but I promote it because it's drag and drop to create surveys to capture information. So then having the ability for it to pass right through into an automation product, so you know what they answered, you know what medication that they bring, because I'm about to do this for my river cruise. And let me ask everybody who's on right now, how do you capture, or do you even capture, essential information before you go, aside from the obvious, okay? But do you ask them, do you have any illnesses any allergies we need to be aware of? Are you bringing in medications? Do you guys do that today? Do you capture it? And how? Is it in Excel? Is it in a notebook? Another reason why something that's automated, especially in the cloud, online, is great, because when that customer comes back to book, that information is there. And I'm thinking ahead here, Darla. Wouldn't it be great to say, hey, you booked with us before, you've been with this group. Here's your profile. Has any of this changed?
Absolutely.
You talk about loyalty to a client, saying, I know you. I've got your stuff. I'm keeping track of you. You don't have to start fresh with another agent or with me. I know you take this every day, or there's simple things like on a river cruise. No, I like the slower paced tours. It's already there, and then they can update it. So I like it. Sharon asked, can you upload reservation confirmations into a booking?
Yes. And actually, Sharon, that's exactly what's going to happen next week when we roll out the new dashboard format. On the dashboard is going to have all of your tasks, people that are departing. It gives you that immediate access, and we can add some of these features, for groups again, right on top of the dashboard. But it lets you know everybody that's leaving soon, everybody that's having an occasion soon, everybody that has deposits and final payments due, and all of that. So that's that's what we're looking at with that. But here's the biggest thing. No matter what supplier you book, if they email you off an itinerary, a PDF, with your new cloud account, you are able to click on a button, upload that PDF itinerary. And then what happens is you can do that with every supplier that you have, and that's all you have to do is upload that. And you can upload the agent copy and the client PDF copy. And when you email out your customized Clientease itinerary with your logo, your header, your footer, what's going to happen is it's going to have all of that ordered in, chronological, or the order that you want it to be in for their itinerary. That's their front page with that. And then basically what happens is you can name the button and say, click here to view your, your Disney itinerary, or whatever it may be, your cruise itinerary. And once they click on that button, it's held on the cloud account under that private client, so it has those multiple levels. You have a client underneath, and when they open that itinerary up, they can view that full itinerary. You have no worries about losing any data, any information. They have every details on that. And what they can do then is print out yours as the front, and then print out each individual suppliers and create their own portfolio for their travel trip, and have that all right there and convenient.
Wow. At their fingertips. So what I'm hearing is also, and again, the purpose of this show is for you guys to have Darla here to ask questions, because I ran a post on our private Facebook community I don't know, a month ago, and I asked, does anybody, what automation do you use, anybody, whatever, and I made a survey on Facebook. I used a Facebook survey, and the majority of the answers were Excel or some other type of program like that. There were only a few adopters of a product like Clientease, Clientbase, and so forth, and I'm not even sure there are any others. I know some big agencies, they built their own, but I don't think we have that case here where anybody sort of built their own, because that takes a different level of competence in terms of technology and development and programming. And I'm convinced that if we can help you through boot camp, at very least inspire you that it's worth the investment. Whatever product you choose, it's going to change the way you do business and the way your client interacts with you. Your client will have no reason to book a group with anybody else, because you're going to spoil, listen to this, you're going to spoil them. You can use this, listen, you can use this in your sales pitch and say, I'm going to make life easy for you. You and all of your people can go online anytime and click, get the itinerary. Click. And I know this is one of the things you're building for 17 or whatever in different releases, but I'm just saying, imagine positioning this as a feature and a benefit to doing business with you. So it's not all about you, right, as the travel agent running their business, being so busy, getting time back in the day, making less mistakes, but it's also a tremendous benefit to the consumer.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the thing too with the new automated information, like for example, if you throw in a birthday or an anniversary, or any type of occasion or anything that you want dated, that system's going to read it automatically, and you have the choice to take it out if you don't want it to go, because you're going to see once this is uploaded what from your dashboard what's scheduled to go out today and what's scheduled to go out in the future. So again, where if you're using paper, Excel, or whatever, you are doing that, and you're missing a lot of this automated stuff that doesn't take you any time except for having that in their profile and staying in front of them. Absolutely, and you know, you have that personal relationship. You know, it's funny because when in the 90s, when all this stuff came about and the industry really changed and so on, and the internet was getting more popular, they're like, oh, everybody would say, oh, you know, Darla, you know, the industry's going away, it's going away. I'm like, no, it's not. Because let me tell you, one thing you can never replace is that personalized service, that friendship that you create with every one of your clients, with that, and you know, so we do look at the internet in a way as a competition, but really it's not, because the more you know and the more you take care of your clients and the more you stay in touch with them, you're not going to lose them.
Right. That's right, absolutely, positively. Let me go through some comments and questions here. I agree with you entirely. Ed says, hey, Darla, does Clientease have PCI compliant credit card storage?
It absolutely does. We're PCI compliant. We have firewalls galore, 128-bit encryption. So we have the tightest security absolutely possible. So you know, some people, no matter what, don't feel comfortable sometimes. They may put the last 4 digits in or whatever, but we are PCI compliant. And whenever it prints out credit cards, they're always X'd out except for the last 4 digits.
Well, by the way, Darla, can you see the questions there that focus? I made you an organizer. Can you see those questions?
I don't.
On your dashboard.
Oh, here we go. There we go. Okay.
Tell me if you can. I just want to make sure that you can.
No. For some reason, I'm not.
You're not there?
No.
Okay. All right. Let me read these out here. Lena uses JotForm, uses it all the time. She loves it. And we asked Ed's question. Diamond says that she does. She uses an electronic form to capture this information. That was the question I asked. Do you guys capture critical personal information that's good to know, good to have before they head out? Diamond does, uses another electronic form. Lena says, what kind of training do you provide? I need this. I just don't have the time to spend days on training. So is this a hard product to...
No, and especially the newer format. What we do is we have webinar sessions, so we do something similar to what Stuart's doing here. We do our webinar training sessions, and then also we have pre-recorded sessions. So each area of the database is actually pre-recorded and held in a training area on your menu there, so you can go in and view pre-recorded sessions. We also have unlimited support and training for as long as you use the product, no additional fees for it or anything, and if you need one-on-ones, we do one-on-ones. So we're there to support you and train you in for the life of the product.
Okay. All right. There you go. Let me see what else. Ed says, is there any plan to make client itineraries available on mobile, a la Axis? I don't know what that means, Ed, but I'm going to ask Darla if she does. AXUS? Any plans to make client itineraries available on mobile? So is this fully responsive, the stuff we're talking about here, Darla? Can people use an iPhone, the agent and or the client, to access information?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, you can access this. Yeah, you can access your database, you know, completely, on an iPhone, iPad, you know, whatever device that you may have, whatever phone you may have that has the internet. So it's accessible there, and the itineraries are fully accessible there too. So.
Okay. That's cool. Ed, I hope that answered your question. Yvonne says, I want to promote the itinerary, let's say a river cruise, to the entire database. Can this email have graphics, something different to attract the clientele to form a group? So can one of these mass email blasts, let's say, can that be designed? Are there design element opportunities?
Absolutely, absolutely. We currently have a version where you can go in and customize and create and add pictures and so on now. With the new format we'll be adding on with the templates, yeah, you'll be able, any marketing that goes out always goes out with your logo, your agency information, your email address and contact information. It actually shows going from you to your clients, and then any responses come back automatically to your email address that is set up within the database. So,
Pretty cool. Yvonne, I hope you got your answer there. Nancy wants to know. That's a good question. And Nancy wants to know, is there a special rate for group boot campers? And honestly, I haven't even discussed that with Darla. That's something, Darla, we can discuss offline, but I will not put Darla on the spot here
No,
because
that's okay.
Let me just say this. My boot campers know that I don't want you guys to discount your groups. And I don't like discounting boot camp. That's why now it's $600 and 2 months free. I changed the whole, during the promotion. That's as far as I'll go. So once a month I run a promotion. You can get 2 extra months free. Okay, I do that promotion once a month to celebrate our anniversary, but I don't discount. Now, but Nancy, that's a very, very good question because I also know that Clientease does have partnerships with some consortia or hosts. I'm not sure. Darla, I'm going to turn it over to you, but I don't want to put you under any pressure, but we can discuss this offline. But I want you to know I respect Nancy, great question, and I respect it. And Darla, we can talk offline, but I didn't know if there was something you want to mention.
Absolutely. No, we will absolutely do that because I tell you what, I'm very excited, especially working with Stuart. We just reunited again and it is just so awesome to be able to work with him. I love what I've seen so far. And like you say, Stuart, you have that special gift from God to really go out there and wow. I mean, I could never live up to you, but I'm telling you, no, we will definitely look at getting discounted rates through you, Stuart, through your organization, because I really look forward to, as we progress with our upgrades for the groups and so on, to really get that out there and get that useful. So definitely, Stuart and I will get together. We'll come up with a great promotional rate that will be exclusive, to Stuart's foundation, and we will go from there. So we'll keep you guys all informed on that.
That's pretty cool. All right. Good question, Nancy. Yvonne says, Darla, we all have, thank you, Darla. We all have individual needs to use the group Clientease. Do you have customer service agents available to individually help right at the moment we need it? So, is there a need for that? Is it complicated? And or if an agent had a question while they're using it, do you have like a help desk? I think is the question.
Yes, we do. We definitely have a help desk, and they are there. If if you don't get them right away and you leave a voicemail or whatever, it's guaranteed to be back, with you within 12 hours. But we do give out personal numbers too to some of our staff and so on. So we will make sure that in addition to the help desk numbers, you'll have other numbers, and then also to emails. The emails are worked continuously, so those are always manned by the staff. So you throw an email in, you're going to get an answer back basically right away.
Cool. There you go. Let's see. Nancy says, have used Google Forms to gather registration information for specific groups. This doesn't store the data in a database. I need to get organized too and want some training as well. So that was an observation from Nancy. She's been using Google Forms, and I'm glad that we have your interest and excitement peaked here. I hope that this can become transformational for so many of you. Nancy says her host is Oasis, part of the Signature Travel Network, and then Gina said, hi Gina, I joined late, my apologies. Is there a list of host agencies, consortia that you do have agreements with? Is that on your website?
No, but we'll be adding that on, so we'll let you know on that.
Okay. Tell you what, here's what you guys do. If you guys all have my email address, stuart@stuartloydcohn.com, and if you want to ask Darla a direct question, do you mind giving out your email address, Darla?
No, that would be absolutely awesome. Email me anytime at Darla, and that's DARLA, Darla at Clientease. So it's CLIENTEASE. So Darla at Clientease.com. And then also, too, feel free to give me a call if you'd like. That you can contact me at 419-282-6484. Again, 419-282-6484. If you do decide to subscribe and so on, I'll also be giving you my cell number. So I'll always be accessible to you also. So
cool. That's great that you do that, because I do that too. And my agents, you guys know this, I hope, because whenever I send out an email to you guys, and just when I do a speaking gig, I always give out my cell phone. And I encourage you, go ahead, call me, text me. Mm-hmm. The crazy thing is, almost nobody does. And I'm not saying that that that's a bad thing. Obviously, when you get a text or something, it just comes out of the blue, and I'm not a good multitasker, so I have to stop and take a look or whatnot. But I think that's something critical and agents, do you do it? Do you give out your cell phone to your customers? And if you do, is it ever abused? My guess is no. But the benefit of giving out your cell phone far exceeds the risk of it being abused. Darla, does it work like that? You give out your cell and...
Yes. Absolutely. I totally agree. And the great thing about it is that it's a comfort thing, actually, I think, for both me and for the clients themselves, in the fact that they know that they have that, and they really don't abuse that. They really don't. But I love that, because if it is an emergency situation, goodness knows that cell phone's attached to my hand. I mean, I sleep with it with my hand. But, but they have that access, and I think it's a security for both of us, because I want to know if there's an emergency. I want to know about it right away so I can get it taken care of. So very, very important. Yep.
And I know the one time I got a text, or actually a Facebook instant message, that the videos weren't working in boot camp, and I'm like, ah! And as it turns out, as I checked my email, I got an email from Vimeo, because I use Vimeo. I pay to use Vimeo because I like the quality of the product, and it has special features that YouTube doesn't offer. And sure enough, I knew about it, and they had an issue. And so I kept in touch with the agent. I said, I'll tell you what, go on to Otherword. I'll let you know when it's back up. And I'm sorry, you don't want to pass the buck, but I said, it's a Vimeo issue. I'm so sorry. Go get on, jump on. I'll let you know when it's back up. And Vimeo let me know. But whether it's Facebook instant message or whether it's text, I think it's an awesome way to stay connected. All right, so let's see. Lena says, can this be used at a show? So if I go to a wine show, for instance, I can have people fill out a form at the show through Clientease. So is there a form built into Clientease that can update their profile? Is that...
Yeah, actually what you could do is you could actually have this profile, and we already have this portion ready now, and that is you can actually have a profile on your website. And what happens is when they fill that information out on your website and they submit it, it automatically populates it into your Clientease database, builds that profile, and then it sends you an email to let you know that you have a new client and so on. In the future, it'll be on the dashboard. But yeah, that's actually there now. So you could actually use it directly from your website and have them fill that out right there on your website, and it will populate that in. So it's right there in your CRM, and you're good to go.
Cool. That's awesome. Hold on, I just had to check something here. Now, everybody who has been tuned in from the beginning may know that there's going to be a truck. That's my front. I got big windows here, so filling in my washing machine any minute now. I'm hoping that it won't come within the next 8 minutes. So far we're good, but I can't wait to get the washing machine and wear some clean clothes. Okay. All right. Lena says, see, Lena, I haven't mispronounced it yet, but I promise you I will on purpose so we can have dinner together. How's that? I mean it. That would be fun. Lena says, please repeat the number. Can you just repeat your telephone number, please?
Oh, absolutely. It's 419-282-6484. So 419-282-6484.
Excellent. And I appreciate everyone's interest in. If you didn't get it, send me an email, send me a text or whatever, and I'll get you the information. And Darla and I are going to talk offline to see if perhaps we can do a little something. Now, normally, you guys know with boot camp, I try to keep it commercial free, and I bring in friends and experts to help me understand this business better, help us all better ourselves. Man, I think agents need this kind of stuff big time.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a lifesaver, and I think the whole idea is removing that obstacle that, oh my gosh, I got to go to classes, I got to go training, it's so difficult. But you guys know that new technology, I don't even want to use the word technology.
Yeah, exactly.
Think of the apps on your phone, how easy they are, how the internet has become just so easy to use. So
Yep.
don't look at it as a difficult, tiresome, expensive bridge to cross.
Exactly. The other thing too, Stuart, is the great thing about the product is it was designed by a travel agent. So I'm in the same position as you guys. I know what has been needed. I've been in it for many, many years. So the great thing about it is you know the business. So all the questions, all the information that is in the database is just your common sense stuff on your day-to-day stuff for your business itself. So that makes it even easier. And like I say too, with the new format, we've taken suggestions and stuff, and it's just a simple program to learn, but it holds so much of everything. I mean, you have a notes area in there that you can put as many notes as you want. You're going to be able to email those notes out to your clients if you want, add it to your calendars, all kinds of stuff. So this thing is really going to organize you to where it's just going to make your life so much easier.
Question, then I'm going to respond to, we've had a lot of comments and questions I'm going to read in just a second. And everybody get your last questions in now. Get them in now, get them in now, because either we're going to run out of time or that truck's going to come. Who here acknowledges birthdays and anniversaries and celebrations? And if you do, so when you type the answer, tell me, how do you track it? I'm just curious how you track it. Is it in a paper calendar? Is it online, send a reminder? Is it already pre-programmed? Do you write out the birthday card a year in advance and put it in a folder to be mailed on June 9th so it arrives by June 7th? I'm curious, do you do it? And if you do, how do you do it? Because maybe it's through Clientease, Sharon, whoever's on the product now, Yvonne, or a client base if you're on that product now. Tell me. I'm curious to see how you do it, because think of how much easier it would be if you're not using some kind of system, software. It's hard to remember all these things, to do these things. Okay, so Diamond says only when they're traveling. So when they're traveling, Diamond gives out her cell phone number while they're traveling. Okay, that's cool. Lena, yes, I think that's how I set myself apart. So she does. She gives out her cell phone text number. Gina says all my clients get both my business cell and my personal cell number, and it has not yet been abused. See, that's awesome. There's something I started to do, by the way. I got myself a business card. Let me show it to you real quick here. Remember, get your last questions in. We got 4 minutes to go. I start on time, end on time. So, I go, and this is really not that fancy, but I get the card that opens up, right? And every time I reprint my card, I put less and less and less and less information, because as I've been preaching for years, these are they don't sell, really. You can't put everything. All it is your contact information, and it's got to look sharp, and you got to leave room to write messages so they can take a note, or you can. So I want you to know, because I do this now. I do a lot of networking here in Memphis. When somebody asks for my card, or I ask for permission to give them my card, listen, I say, I'm going to give you my cell phone. Now, my cell phone is not automatically on my card. I did that. My regular business line is. But I want them to feel special that I'm giving them, even though I pretty much write my cell phone, anybody who wants my card, but I write it special. So they, they feel like I really value this new relationship. Okay, let me see here. Lena says she can't wait for dinner. Me neither. I just got to know where. Let's talk about where we're going. Diamond says I do track via my client-based system. Okay, so Diamond is tracking birthday celebrations through a client-based system. Awesome. Ed says, Darla, is there a specific day next week I should pencil in to go look at the new interface, and will training be available from its launch?
Yes, training will be available from its launch. I would say give me until about Wednesday of next week. That'll be up there. We'll have a new demo on our website, and the website's going to be changing, but just to give you that too, it's www.clientease.com.
Okay.
So, yep, so clientease.com.
Good. Beautiful. One of the things, too, I want everybody to know is Darla and I had a conversation that we kind of reconnected at a perfect time. I realize that our boot campers, this is a critical, just like you needed group launch sequence with the promotion, this is as critical. Make your life easier, make your clients' life easier, and build loyalty. But that you were in the process of the next iteration, the next level, adding more bells and whistles and features as our marketplace changes, and you develop new abilities to add these things. So we're not going to do it now, but if you guys want to be involved in either a test or a focus group of what features you think a product like this needs, that you wish you had, Darla needs to know it.
Absolutely, Darla, and I love that, Stuart. Yes. I mean, the more knowledge we can get.
Yeah. You know, the more input you give, the better the product can be, and it's going to help her. And if you end up going with the product, it's going to help you too, but I'm sure she would love the feedback. All right, real quick, we are out of time. I'm just going to read this real quick. Ruth says Outlook. So Ruth uses Outlook. She puts the name and it recurs for special occasions. Good for you, Ruth. Alina says, I do have it on my calendar, but I know I missed some. There you go. Let's automate it. Nancy says, thanks for the great info. What does a client base do? Will client base call the companies that have yet to pay outstanding commissions? Oh, that's a good question, but we're out of time on this. We're gonna get that question to you one-on-one. Gina says she would love to participate. Nancy, great question. And we're gonna come to a close right now. And guess what? The washing machine is probably gonna pull up in 60 seconds from now. So I'm gonna go take off my dirty clothes and do a wash. But I'm grateful, Darla. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Stuart. It has been absolutely awesome. Thank you, everybody, and I hope to be talking to everybody soon. Thanks, Stuart.
Bye, everybody. Happy sales. Thank you, Darla. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Bye.